Here we go, and you're absolutely right. Everything is on the line here, Scott. It's going to be the nationwide if you make it through NiP and Mousesports. Best of 3 in the first of the tournament as well. Semmler, are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, man. And there's so much riding on this one best of 3 for NiP. They've never not made it out of the groups at a major. They can't start now, and they've had everything stacked against them with Pith not being able to make it here to the event, Threat having to step in. The analyst desk has gone on at length, and now, well, it's time to get into the match, Anders. This is the pistol round to start things off with Mousesports starting on the CT side, NiP on the offense on the T side.
Look at what we have. Threat with a single smoke, just maybe to block up the door going into A. That would make a lot of sense. I think that might be the most useful sort of application to have one single smoke. Then you have Get Right with the Tech 9 armor, and we often refer to that as the raid boss build because it's so powerful, and we'll see if it's going to work out. Here they come. Threat, is it going to be the smoke up the door? There it is, blocking it off. It's going to make life really tough for Mousesports, and Get Right actually walking in and trying to catch anyone rotating through, but they're already 2 men on the bomb site. Forrest taking down 1 and hiding in the smoke for a second was Chris J, and he's going to go down. Get Right getting 1, 2, and a third. All headshots, and that's going to be Speedy alone now in a 1-on-4. What a powerful pistol round coming out of NiP. Right off the bat, not a single moment to slow down.
Yeah, this is them just trying to wrest control basically from Mousesports to start things off here. Speedy trying to do the best that he can. Unfortunately, he's not able to get that nade over. He does finally end that streak for Get Right, so it will end at 3 for him, but now Speedy's got a lot of work ahead of him. He needs to get 3 kills, and it's going to be Forrest to start, and Forrest ends it. 1-0 for NiP to start things off here in the first map. And you're right, Anders. I mean, that was just an all-out aggressive play from NiP. They just want to rock. They want to run into Mousesports right off the bat and just get control of this match right off the bat. Not allow Nico, not allow for the Mousesports to get any kind of momentum going here.
Yeah, the only other application you could have had for that smoke maybe would have been to try and get the bomb down in B in sort of like an open plant like that. But yeah, definitely very, very nice execution coming out. And I love Get Right sort of already controlling the vent room there, just making sure that anyone trying to come through is going to have a really hard time. Going to make it 1-0. And we do have 3 SMGs being picked up here. Some sketchy armor and even a taser I'm seeing on Speedy, so that's a bit interesting.
Interesting choice. It's going to come down to positioning for him, and he's close to connector, so if they come out that window, they try and get in there for a flank, he's going to have a bit of a surprise there waiting for him, and that's going to be Get Right, it looks like, taking point and drop room for now. And that's got to give a lot of the NiP fans hope, you know, to see Get Right start so strong. He's had some matches where he's a little bit hot and cold. Forrest has been pretty consistent for NiP, but if that 1-2 combo starts off, if Forrest and Get Right are both hitting their shots, that's when NiP close series. That's when they progress in the tournament.
Oh, wow. Look at the call coming out here from Mousesports.
What prompted this?
Because
Because Freiburg and Threat were over there. They were making some noise, but for Mousesports to full rotate.
This is one of those things where, I mean, we might never know unless we try and ask them afterwards exactly what prompted this, right? It could just be that that someone, you know, suddenly remembered something that they've seen in a demo somewhere,
Sure.
and they're like, oh, you know, this actually reminds me of something. Let's all go there. Obviously, we can tell it turns out to be dead wrong. I don't mind so much. I think people sometimes underestimate the power of keeping everyone alive because they have invested into this round. They've got what 5,200 combined investment into this round for the whole team. If you stack one bomb site and they all go there, then maybe you win the round. If you don't, well, you get one more shot at doing it the next round, essentially. So there is sort of a logic to saying, well, let's just try, and maybe if they had a good feeling about it. So I don't think this is a wasted round for Mousesports. It's obviously a bit of a shame that they chose the wrong bomb site, but you know, that's just how it is sometimes.
I mean, the other thing that they're trying to look to do here is to deny these SMGs money. They do not want Threat, Get Right exist. You know, getting any kills with these SMGs, you're getting twice as much money for a kill with an SMG, up to $600. So the fact that Mousesports are just completely denying that from NiP, it's really just devaluing this purchase, this investment made by NiP in the SMGs. So now they're just going to have to sit and wait and hope that they can actually, you know, take the fight to Mousesports this round. NiP. Curious to see if Mousesports are going to make any kind of investment here. 2,800 on Speedy. He does decide to pick up a single HE, and Chris J obviously prioritizing that AWP. He's got 3,100 in the bank right now. So
right, and because Chris had the grenade from last round, you have to expect both those grenades could be going to the B plateau, because that's I think one of the only places on this map where you can sort of reliably get some damage in with grenades. It's so hard on the rest of the map to try and actually do that, but we are going to find out. Speedy also, the smoke going down there. Right now, Nico looking for an opening with the Deagle, trying to see if he can get that shot through. It's going to be Speedy actually tasing Get Right. All right, an electric start to the third round. Why not?
there we go. That's it. He was holding a window, holding a drop. Get Right peeks his head out there, and Speedy's waiting. Easy kill picked up for Speedy, and that's going to actually, it slows NiP down considerably. They all just stop and wait. They're like, okay, wait, we've lost Get Right, we've lost our flanker. Now what's actually going on here? Freiburg and Threat are over on that A site towards Underpass, trying to make some noise, trying to draw Mousesports out once again. But Mousesports this time around, they aren't over-rotating. It's only Nex who's kind of peeking his head into Connector now, trying to get an idea of where NiP are coming from. But Nico and Chris J, they remain on the B site solid.
Maybe some person on Twitter can sort of count for us. How many taser kills have there been in majors overall, in all the 8 majors? That could be a little bit interesting now. I mean, we're in America now, so it's only fitting, really, isn't it, that someone's going to get tased. Nico, up close with the Deagle. It's going to end up being shut down. Threat with a double kill there with the MAC-10, and Forrest going to get a headshot. Speedy going down, and Dennis going to be alone in a 1-on-3. So, you know, reasonable round here coming out of Mousesports. They do some damage, but I'm not sure it's quite enough. Again, it would have been a little bit more fun if they could have guessed the stack right. Doesn't turn out that way. We're in the 4th round now, and Mousesports are going to have a sort of a genuine chance of having an impact here. Now, you know, talking... That's so good, isn't it? That's absolutely...
I'm actually laughing at the taser kill. That says something, Anders.
So good.
I despise the taser, so...
You do.
There you go. I mean, whatever. He actually has to tase somebody, bro.
Makes me really happy. Look, the challenge, the Cobblestone challenge, we've been referring to this for a while now, is defending that B bomb side against any kind of an attack. I mean, the CT side as a whole is so difficult, but especially B is really, really tough. And look at what NiP are doing. They're setting up with 3 smokes. Oh, it's going to be a huge fake. This looks like NiP are super well prepared. These smokes on the B bomb side are going to look like a B attack is coming, and normally they're thrown from right outside B, so it wouldn't be impossible for Mousesports to think that's going on. And yeah, they are rotating another man in. They lose their A player, and now they're trying to see if they can scramble to get back. Surely they must have seen the bomb, and actually NiP not close enough to the bomb side to execute, but that allows them to walk on to B, and now Get Right's here, opening up on Nex. My God, NiP, this is a huge tactical round coming out of them.
It couldn't have been better. The fact that Dennis, he goes down over on A and he spots the bomb, that forces Mousesports off of that B site where NiP, now that Get Right's lurked his way out through those smokes, he's got the side for him. Bomb plan happens. Chris J and Spitty, they're the last men alive here for Mousesports, and there's nothing they can do. Chris, he nearly falls there, down to 10 HP. So he is going to be able to back off, it seems. Exist going to have some mercy in the end, but what a play.
You know, a lot of times when we've had coaches, I mean, now obviously Threat is playing, but Speedy, he's going to go down to Exist. That's a bit of a shame, but very often when someone adds a coach to the team, we always think that, well, what's the impact going to be? I feel like Threat might be the one where we really see it. We can really get the feeling instantly almost that, all right, there's actually been some tactical. It might also have been because NiP was sort of the least tactical team that actually the impact is so much bigger.
Yeah.
But that kind of an execution, that was beautiful.
That's what we used to see from Threat on Acer. When he was calling the shots, he was crafting these strategies for his team to try and give them an edge, because when you have less firepower, you have to start trying to come up with clever stuff to, you know, to close that gap when you get up against the higher teams. The fact that Threat, I mean, this is just super sick from NiP. Like, it's just we've never really seen these kinds of plays from them. Crafted strats, that's what Threat's bringing to the table, and he's in the server as well now, so maybe that's helping things out for him. But now 4-0 here for NiP. They're just crushing through Mousesports, and this is really going to rock Mousesports' confidence. This is not what they expected coming from the Ninjas.
Back to pistols there. That Molotov going to make life a little bit difficult, but Nico actually landing that headshot. And the analysts, they were bringing it up time and again. If anything's going to work out here for Mousesports, it's going to have to be off the back of Nico really, really going huge once again. Which is a bit of a weird thing, because really we know that Chris J has that level in him somewhere. Nex for a while would probably be considered the best player in Germany when he was first picked up on the team. I mean,
yes.
They have other players on this team that can step it up, and if both Nex and Chris hit their level, then this Mousesports team, I think, would definitely defeat NiP, but I don't know. It's just not been happening for a while, has it? Forrest getting caught a little bit there. Speedy hiding behind the wall, but it's going to be Nex and Chris left.
Yeah, that was a solid call coming in from Mousesports to rotate over. That was also from the boost. Exist, he did a good job of hiding that AK. But now Chris J up close. He's got an AK of his own. He's still got that PG-50 out. He doesn't know where Freiburg is. He's going to be able to get the drop on him, but Exist is there to save the day. And 2 players will survive in the end for NiP, but that was a solid eco round coming out from Mousesports, all things considered. 3 kills means that NiP, you know, they have to spend quite a bit of money this round. Nice little detail, though, by Exist. He actually hid that AK. So Nico, he gets boosted up. He's looking for the AK, but the key thing is that he gets the info. He's looking through the hall. He's like, wait, nobody's here, guys. Rotate A now. Get in position to try and stop NiP from getting out there.
Well, we've got Chris picking up the AWP, and I really, really hope he's going to be proactive. And from the looks of it, he's running down middle, so that's very good. I mean, they need to put pressure on NiP right now, and if Chris could pick up an early kill, that would really help them out a lot. They're going to run a similar strat, you can tell again, but now the thing is, they could either do the same fake where they sort of run A and show themselves and then run back B, or they could do the full execute. And this time looks like they are actually going to go to B, so maybe Mousesports, are they going to be buying this or not? GetRight's already on the site here, looking to fight Nico, who's going to get a straight headshot, shutting down GetRight, and that's a powerful start. The rest of Mousesports, they're almost all at the bomb site, but NiP should be able to at least get a bomb plant. Now the question is, can Mouse retake it?
Can they hold? And big shots coming up from Forrest. He pushes through, takes the fight to them, and he actually gets 2 kills out of that before getting laid low. But the damage is done now. Man advantage here for NiP going into this retake. So many angles for the remaining 2 players to worry about for Mousesports, and the flash is going out as well, making good use of that utility. It's the last nade that NiP have. So now it's going to come down to the tough work, to landing the shots, and Spitty starts off strong. He takes out Exist. Chris J's going to lay threat out, and it's all on Freiburg now in a 1v1 clutch. The one thing that he has going for him is that Chris really doesn't have a whole lot of time, and Chris, this is all going Freiburg's way. He's succeeded. He's kept Chris off that bomb, and now Chris just has to back off and try and save the gun. But it's not going to happen. He's going to go up with it.
Oh, Freiburg from pretty much within the fire of that bomb. He actually gets the kill, and I think even the damage he had done might have been enough to take out Chris anyway. So this is just a very, very elaborate execute. And I think part of the problem is, by the time Mousesports want to put up a defense here, GetRight is already allowed to be on the site. You know, that's too much. They're allowing too much space for him to get in there.
But that's my one concern, is that I think GetRight, like, there's a big gap there where there are no flashes going through, and GetRight decides to push through that smoke. So I'm wondering, were they light on? No, they weren't light on flashes. They had a full buy.
Yeah.
So was he expecting a flash to allow him to get through, or did he just try and force it? If it weren't for Forrest's heroics, that could have actually gone south for NiP due to GetRight dying so early.
Well, this round, it's another one with pistols and a bit of armor here. Chris is sneaking up behind, which is definitely good news, but with just a pistol, it shouldn't be having sort of a deciding impact on this round. That's a nice shot from Nico, though. Taking out Threat. Looking for a bit more. Chris coming up from behind. Oh, he goes down to GetRight, so that flank just falls flat on his face, and now Nex, he's doing good damage with the Deagle here, trying to do a bit more, but he couldn't even fall back from behind the truck there. The Molotov keeping him contained, which is going to leave it at a 7-0 scoreline here, which is pretty impressive. 8th round is coming up, and again, NiP on the terrorist side. We've seen this time and again from Cobblestone, and we did warn all of you, playing on the CT side is so tough here. It's really difficult, especially because, as our panelists were pointing out, this is not Mousesports' sort of strong map. That win against Flipside was the odd one out.
Probably one of the longest overtime series that we've had at a major yet. So, I mean, definitely a little shaky. But yeah, NiP, you know, despite taking losses, I mean, the past several rounds, they've only kept 2 to 3 players alive. They still have a solid bank. They still have a solid economy, so they're allowed to go for the full buy to get everything they need. They aren't even going for the AWP, though. Forrest, I mean, they want to be able to just keep fleet on their feet, basically, it seems, because NiP, they aren't really counting on the op to try and get those opening kills. Instead, they're going for more structured play and then just rushing into the fight with the AKs, taking the fight to them. It's up to Chris, though. I mean, this is where that AWP really has to pay off, and he's got that solid position on the B site, but problem is nobody's going to be there. Instead, NiP are going for a straight-up A split through connector, and this is going to get nasty, Anders.
Dennis in the corner as well. Great spray down, taking out Forrest and Threat, and now turning around Dennis with a triple kill. What a defense being put up here next to finish it off. And finally, Mousesports are in the game here. 7-1. Man, that was a very, very nice defense, and especially because I have to say, right now, it's looking like Threat is just straight out calling Mousesports. I mean, it sounds weird saying that because they just won the round, but this is a round where Mousesports finally had actually put a really heavy defense on the plateau to try and stop what NiP had been doing, and exactly the round where they do that and give sort of a loosen up the control on drop, that's when NiP put 3 players in drop and try to split A. That's actually a huge strat. So if Dennis hadn't gone absolutely massive that round, that would have been it. NiP would have certainly out-called the round on Mousesports.
But again, with the flashes, if NiP had just flashed, I mean, I guess they're just trying to sneak their way through, but it just doesn't work at all. Dennis is allowed to go huge, and that actually messes everything up, and we lose GetRight, the lurker, over on that B site. Nico able to pick him off to start, so now it's just going to come down to pressure in A apartments, but they might be close enough here, Mousesports, to hear all these nades going off, and yeah, the smoke going down, trying to buy a little bit more time. And we do have Spitty, who's starting to cheat his way over towards that A site. So pretty soon, we're going to have 3 defenders here for the CT side on the A site. And if NiP chooses to commit to this A site, it's going to get nasty for him. That's where you start. Yeah, exactly. NiP, they're starting to realize this as well. They're putting Forrest back into the hall, so they're like, okay. We still have a minute left. Let's not run ourselves into the blender here.
I mean, the worst thing that could happen to Mousesports would be to lose this round.
Chris J. Yeah, this is where it's like between Forrest and Chris J. If Chris J can find something, he's pushed up now. So Forrest, he's trying to find a way through. He's going to get into drop, and yeah, there's Nico. So now they lose their flank man, and this is where it's going to come down to the big individual plays from Freiburg and Exist.
Mousesports should not be losing this game, or this round here. Definitely shouldn't be. 5 versus 3. They haven't really taken any damage yet. They're in a very good position overall. They got a great setup here in the middle. Dennis actually Exist picking up 2 kills by jumping through the arch there. That shouldn't be possible. Speedy on the side as well, but here's the big problem for NiP. They've only got 17 seconds to get up there and plant the bomb, and there's already 2 people. A third one rotating in behind here. They're trying to see if they can make it work. Speedy lining it up, and Nico helping out. And it will be a triple kill for Nico in the round. He survives with just 12 health there. And that's finally going to be a second round for Mousesports here, putting a couple together. And you did point out, NiP, they'd been coming out of these rounds with not that many members alive. Means their economy is a bit strained here. They could actually buy 3 AKs if they wanted to try and keep the pressure up. But instead, it looks like they're going to go for sort of a semi-Tech 9, a little bit of armor.
I like it, the quasi-buy. That's the play, right? You can get a couple of flashes to back this up, and then kind of just go for a YOLO play. Now, it's a question of whether Mousesports are going to be prepared for this or not. They have the anti-rush nades here, Mousesports. So if NiP choose to go for the straight rush off the plateau, Mousesports should be in position for it. But instead, it's just going to be a straight flash coming in, and Chris J decides to face. And guess what? Get Right is waiting for him. All 5 members for NiP. That was like the firing squad. Chris, he was doomed.
Well, they get a refrag at least. This is one, especially mentally, I think Mousesports can't give up on this round. That Tech 9 is powerful. Nico doing a really good job. You see him tossing away that AWP up on the plateau, making sure that nobody could, or up on the boost box, making sure that no one can actually sort of pick it up from NiP's side. That would be too much of a giveaway at this point in the game.
They get the opening kill now, NiP, and now they're really starting to slow things down. Only problem is they've used their nades. And that's all Mousesports had to really achieve. I mean, it is going to be the 1-for-1 trade. Nico gets overwhelmed and dropped, but he did damage. The only issue here is just, I mean, imagine if NiP had just like a single flash left. If they had just 1 nade to work with here, they have the advantage because you can see how split up Mousesports are across the map. If you just swarm this one player, you know, you get a nade out there and you just swarm his 3, you should be able to overwhelm that defense on the site.
Right now, this is definitely a round that's working out a lot better for NiP than it is for Mousesports, but they do have the rifle advantage, and they've got to try and put some distance between themselves and NiP here and see if they can take these fights. Nexus on the site, pretty dangerous position, but the Speedy's here with the smoke to help them out, so that's going to work out quite well. Next picking up 1, Speedy with a kill as well, and it all up to Exist here with 14 seconds. He's going to try and see if he can 1v2 this round and steal it away from Mousesports, and he's going to get that first spray down. Where's that bomb? He's got to put it down now. 5 seconds left. He goes for the fight, and Dennis will shut it out. Double kill, straight headshot from that M4. And that's going to be Mousesports barely winning that round, but they do pull it through.
Yeah, way too close, but still, that's the important bit right now. Mousesports, this is going to be giving them that confidence back, start getting some plays going, and they've actually started to put a little bit of pressure on NiP now because NiP had such a strong start to the half that now that things are starting to go south for them, that they're starting to having to struggle a little bit. That's where the stress is going to start setting in on NiP, and they're going to start feeling it a little bit more. So now the question is, you know, what do they decide to set up? And it looks like all 3 players, once again, making their way to set up for that smoke strategy that we've seen twice now in this first half from NiP.
Get Right, very fast start on the plateau. You see Nico's down there and certainly ready for it. He's already got caught, I think, a couple of times by Get Right now. Bet he's tuned in for it. 3 rounds in a row for Mousesports. They need more than 3 though on the CT side. They got to keep up the momentum here. And look at how aggressive Get Right is. He's already down there, already wrapping around as the bomb is going down. Mousesports just can't seem to hold this bomb site. Now it's a full 5-on-5 retake coming through here. Freiburg also very close in the smoke, trying to see if he can make that work. And that bomb is ticking, and Mousesports, how do they even break through? Get Right going to get the opening frag of the round. Freiburg getting overwhelmed, and Nico to a bit of a counter here, but look at how powerful Get Right's position is. He's covering essentially a diagonal line across the bomb site here, and if they try and go through, look at that spray. Threat helping out as well. Speedy coming in with 2, but it's still not a chance for Chris. He has to run out of there. Mousesports, how do they keep them off that bomb site?
Yeah, that full wall, they found all of the angles in NiP. So if Mousesports aren't holding on the site itself, that's the real issue, is that this time around, Mousesports, they kind of went back to drop control. So Threat chose the perfect time to go for that strategy because nobody was playing on Plateau, nobody was playing on the B site. Mousesports were just completely locked out of their bomb site. They couldn't do anything about that bomb plant. And now we're going to see, I mean, the great positioning, this is where that crossfire really kicks in. Get Right draws the attention to himself. That allows for Threat and Force to start coming into the fight as well to catch Mousesports looking at Get Right. I mean, it all falls into place so nicely for NiP. And what is the, are they? No. How does this work? Was there miscommunication on Mousesports' side? Did they not realize how low they were on Eco? Because Chris J just spent his money to drop a FAMAS for Speedy.
Yeah, he drops a FAMAS. Nico picks up a rifle. He has enough money for that. Next, and Dennis gets, he said, it is definitely a risk. I have to agree. But at the same time, if you do it now, you could definitely stop NiP's economy. You could end up having a great first half, you know, instead of just like a reasonable one. But you have taken a timeout as well, and it has to be a discussion about how to prevent them from getting down there. Get Right is almost single-handedly being allowed to sort of walk in and just open up the bomb site.
That's like that play. I mean, that's what we've really seen those entry guys, you know, start to take control of, right? They go up onto Plateau, they throw that smoke down that lands on the box, that lands at Broken Wall, right? And that allows for Get Right to start either trying to play around the edges of that smoke to look towards the bomb site to see if he can catch anybody out there, or make his way past onto Plateau and wait for the cavalry to come in, for the others to start setting up with the nades. And so then it's just like he pops up, boom. If anybody is on that site once those nades come down, it's his job to clear that out immediately, right?
I mean, so one of the ways in which actually specifically Mousesports has tried to counter this for a long time, and Nico, he's been boosted up on the boost box, right, by the tree, and he's been very good at playing that position because the power of that is you can look over the smokes that are coming in, right? You could actually sort of try and play around the smokes, and especially if Get Right's trying to sneak in, he could do that. They haven't really tried that yet. Nico's been playing on the sort of the surface of the bomb side of on the ground floor, and maybe that just doesn't work out so well. I mean, they need to find a way to stop Get Right, and it hasn't. He's top fragging right now with 11 kills. It's definitely not been easy. Yeah,
he did get quite a few of those in the pistol, obviously, but he is still, he is actually, you know, sitting at the top, having quite a performance, and the rest of his team aren't too far behind him as well, though. I mean, Exist, big kills. He's in double digits as well for us, trailing right behind them at 9. And then, you know, Threat to be expected, but he's not like this dead weight. He's still got 5 kills, and a couple of them have been key.
And here's what's interesting on the other team. We've got Speedy top fragging actually as well with 11 kills, and then Nico at 8, so he's not really trailing far behind. I do think there's a problem on this team, though, which is that if they are facing sort of like a really sort of heavy, if they're getting outstratted essentially, I think Nico has to put a lot more thought and sort of energy into trying to figure out the strats, and that could definitely detract from his sort of fragging ability, right? He's doing just a lot on this team right now.
This is huge here from Mousesports. They decided to take the big risk, and they're going to go for the force buy, and this is all going to come down to the big plays. Nico's able to trade up. He gets 2, could get 3, but Threat shuts him down. Big kill coming in from Threat there. That actually stops them cold, because now it's down to the 2 rotators coming in from the A site from Mousesports. NiP, they should be able to get the bomb plant here, and they have Get Right lurking in the wings.
Man, and that was the hard counter. You see it, Mousesports just putting 2 people near the plateau, making sure they could try and do it, and it was almost a triple kill for Nico, but it wasn't close enough here, and now Get Right with his P90, powerful weapon. Chris has an AWP to save Dennis, but they should both actually run away and try and save this AWP. They're desperately going to need it now. Again, it's that B bomb side that's the huge problem when you're playing on the CT side. And you saw what happened, like this round at least. NiP actually showed up where the defense was tight, right? But a couple of other rounds, when they've tried to go for a more sort of one-sided defense, NiP exploit that and they go A instead because they just have Threat essentially with some very good calls.
And Nico tried to do the best that he could there. I mean, with that force now, this is really going to rock Mousesports. As far as the economy is concerned, they're all floating around 2,000 apart from Chris, who's at 4,500. And well, now what can they really do here, Mousesports? Because that gamble, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be another force from them. They realize that they're stuck in this pattern now where they just have to keep going for it. It seems.
It's a really good double kill for Threat there.
Threat is, I mean, as this tournament progresses, I mean, he had 2 days to prepare and actually play the game, not just study the game, but play the game coming into this tournament. But as the tournament goes on, yeah, now we're really going to get to see how they set this up. And the only way to actually catch them out is if Chris J goes super aggro. Question is, are they figuring out where these nades are coming from, Mousesports?
It's probably going to be a little bit hard to see. Nico with a good opening frag there with the UMP. They've got this time 4 people stacked in B bomb site. to just try and make sure. And because they had Chris pushed so far up on A, he knows that no one's coming anyway here. Dennis going to be picking up 1 with the max, 7 assist long spray, taking down next. They need this round, Mousesports. They have to have it. It's 2-on-3. If they could somehow clutch it, that'd be huge. Speedy is close range with the C-set 75. Exist going for a bit of a counter boost coming up here, trying to see if he can actually get up on the boost box. And Speedy, how is he going to predict that angle? Chris helping out to get the 1 kill, but it's a 1-on-2, and Speedy goes down. Freiburg with the final 2 kills of the round, and NiP now up 10-3 and moving into the 14th round. That was a 4-man stack on B. That still wasn't enough, Semmler.
It's just, they kept getting traded. NiP, they ran in as a group, as we can see here. Well, this is a little bit late in it, but when they start pushing onto plateau, Nico gets 1, he gets traded. Dennis gets 1, he gets traded. Every time, you know, there wasn't this like gap for there wasn't a gap of time where Mousesports could actually consolidate the defense and stop NiP. That's the key. If NiP can keep trading effectively, they lose 1 guy, but instantly get that kill back, then the momentum is still there for them to just keep pushing onto that site. And it's just so difficult for Speedy. I mean, he tried to play the best that he could. He was waiting for Chris J to have an impact with that op, basically. But, I mean, what can you really do when you have 3 guys who are just staring down at you at your small little position? You're trying to hide behind that statue.
I mean, this is definitely, I would say, it's one of the more interesting T-House I think I've seen in a very long time for NiP here, and actually for any team. I think
on Cobble, yes.
They are, yeah, they're showing us some really, really fun stuff, and you can tell that Mousesports are struggling to even tactically sort of keep up with NiP at the moment.
This is a joy, man. It's like the same kind of feeling when we saw the G2 strat on Cash B.
Yeah.
For the first time, right? Where it's just like, what is this strat? Nobody can deal with this. How do you handle it, right? And right now we're seeing Mousesports in that same sort of situation here versus NiP. NiP have shown up with a pocket strat, a very refined, beautiful thing, and Mousesports right now, they just cannot figure out how to sledgehammer it into pieces.
They actually double Molotov that corner, and that's just that is actually a slightly deep thing to try and do. I'll explain in a bit because we do have Exist sort of sneaking up here with the AK in hand and setting up for a smoke as well. They do seem to be having another B execute, and again 4 members from Mousesports here. This has to work out, Semmler.
Let's see, I mean, Nico, it's all about how long he decides to hold it. The push comes in, and there it is. Once again, Nico, he's going to be able to get 2 kills. This time around, it's working out for Mousesports. They are not trading effectively NiP. They're just getting bogged down, and you just have Forrest trying to do the best that he can. But with that AWP, it's not the best weapon to have when you need to be able to spray.
Speedy with another taser kill as well. That's 2 in 1 half in a major tournament. Why the hell not? It's 10-4. So that Molotov, when you that corner when you Molotov it, there is actually a huge temptation if you're on the CT side because once the Molotov clears out, if you can make it across when no one's looking, then in the minds of the terrorists, they'll be thinking, well, we already checked that corner with the Molotov, no one's going to be there. So if you sort of Molotov it, you know, wait 10 seconds and then do it again, you could theoretically catch someone. So obviously it's not like Threat forgot that they'd already put a Molotov in there. He's actually sort of banking on Mousesports trying to be clever. I mean, he's playing a pretty deep game right now, and it's netted them 10 rounds. Oh, Chris Molotov lands on his own corpse as well after Freiburg takes him out. This is the final round of the half, and NiP don't have much, but enough to make a breakthrough into the A-bomb site. Speedy getting close here. Oh, Freiburg's behind him. Turns around. Threat getting the kill, or getting the kill on Threat at least, and Speedy goes down afterwards. It's now a 4-on-3. Nico next, and Dennis left, and a good kill from Nico. They have to win this round. Mousesports, I think they need 5, and it's not going to be easy.
Now that Force has got Chris J's AWP, though, he's able to get in there. Exist, he oversteps himself, however, but it's going to be Get Right to get the last kill of the half. 11-4, the final score.
Wow.
And that's all just, you know, Chris, it's just, I mean, that just sucks for him, right? Because he's like, well, they haven't come A in a really long time, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to get up close with this AWP. And then surprise, surprise, NiP just come around the corner with Tech 9s. What are you going to do if you're the Opera? You're just dead. He tries to slow things down with that Molotov, but yeah, just the timing's all off there for Chris J.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks for Threat, too. He got team flashed. He would have had Nico in the back if it weren't for that. Like, he was full blind running right below Nico.
No, you are absolutely right. That's a powerful and a scary first half here being showed by NiP. It also, you can tell they're sort of using some of their strats here. I don't want to say early. Obviously, this is an elimination match, so if you had any strats left, you'd use them now to make sure you win. I mean, you get legend status, you get to move play in the arena. It's not like you'd want to go out of the tournament and say, oh, we could have maybe won that map if you'd used, But that triple smoke strat that they used, that can obviously be used both ways, right? It can be used to run A or B. It's all about how you sort of execute from that point on. That's something that a lot of teams have got to be taking a note of right now, just looking at and thinking, all right.
You know what? I'm sure a lot of teams right now are also like, okay, because they're being, like, got to give it to the observers, right? They're being very kind to the other teams who are tuning in to watch right now because it's like, oh, I don't need to actually go watch the demo now because I just saw how they set it up to begin with. You know, I mean, you know, now, yes, okay, NiP have to use that kind of strat to actually, you know, break out here. But that's the whole point. You know, it's like, what's the point of saving your strats if you aren't in the tournament anymore?
Yeah. I mean, saving it for the next major?
Yeah, it's a bit down the line.
A bit down the line, yeah. Wow. I mean, so Mousesports, like we said, they did play overtime, triple overtime, was it, against Flipside, before they finally won this map. And now they're playing a very, very well-prepared NiP.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that smoke strat. We have a replay of it now coming up. And I mean, this is really sick. Yeah, exactly. So you have Freiburg, Force, and Threat setting it up. Hard for them to get punished. The only way they're going to get punished if somebody pushes through a apartments very aggressively, but that's so rare for a CT to do that NiP, you know, they just feel very confident in their ability to just go ahead and chuck these smokes out and not worry about it. And, well, okay, we just got the replay of, like, where they were setting up. But those smokes, when they get over onto that B site, they just completely cut that site in half.
Yeah.
So you have to be sitting on the site itself or on plateau to deal with that. Otherwise, that's it. You're done. It's like a Mirage A smoke strat, basically.
Well, Mousesports obviously they simply must win this pistol round. Otherwise, I don't even know how they could possibly make a comeback. That'd be very, very tough to do. It'd be like 14-4 comeback next with a good start here. Running Glock headshot. Exist takes one, and Threat actually hits a headshot as well. That drops the bomb, and Threat doing even more work with a double kill. Chris alone, and this is going to be very tough. They know where he is. He's boxed in. He picks up one, and a second headshot on Exist. You've got to be kidding me. He runs in for a bit more here. Chris looking for the triple, but Threat will take him out. A triple kill of his own. The coach turned player, and he saves NiP in this pistol, making it 12-4. You hear NiP shouting.
Whoa.
I can't even remember the last time I've heard that.
Dude, Freiburg really getting in there.
Oh my God.
The thing is now, NiP, this has to be, you know, the death knell for Mousesports. NiP have won both pistol rounds now. They have the huge advantage going into this. They had already crushed through that first half with an 11-4 scoreline. Now they're up to 12. They're within striking distance of picking up this first map and then going on to a map that they're comfortable on cash, right? So this is all or nothing now for Mousesports, and they decided to not hold back in this. Speedy, again, going for the Zeus. I don't think it's as effective on the T side, Speedy. You can't just sit there and hold an angle. I mean, I suppose you can if you're trying to catch out a rotator, but still, they decide to go for the force buy here and really just put it all on the line.
Maybe Speedy's, you know, reinventing the meta game here, just trying to see if he can make it work. He's got 2 kills so far. I think that's got to be like close to a record almost in a major in one half. Can't remember any time that's ever happened.
Was it Renegades in the qualifiers for Cluj?
Qualifiers don't count.
Yeah, okay, fine.
It's gotta be like this. Well, 12-4 here. NiP very close to closing out this map right now. Mousesports, they would have to pull off some sort of miracle to make this work. They have got armor and they have got pistols here in the 17th round. Try and see if they can have a big impact. NiP, they don't have actually any sort of, they don't have an M4 or anything, or AWP or anything like that. What they have is FAMAS's 1 Max 7 and then an SMG there. So, a little bit interesting.
Scary for Get Right to get so close, but he does have that shotgun. It is looking like it's going to be the A push. However, they haven't spotted the bomb out yet, but Forrest is doing massive damage, and he gets the kill in the end. And Get Right just completely annihilates them at drop. Nex and Dennis taking bullets to the face. Nice little payday there for Get Right, and he even upgrades to the FAMAS that was dropped on the floor earlier from his teammates. So, yeah, this is just, everything is panning out. In the first couple of rounds, Mousesports, they aren't even really getting onto the site, nowhere near getting a bomb plant. And in that second round, they really needed one when they were going for, you know, this kind of force buy mentality, because now they're sitting at $2,000. Chris has still prioritized his op, but by the time they're able to get a full buy in Mousesports, NiP are going to be sitting, you know, on map, well, nearly on map point. They're going to have 14 rounds. So this is all huge. I mean, this is the way for Mousesports to actually get something going in this round, or in this map, is for them to win this round right here, to allow them to have a cushion. And while Nico catching out Get Right, that's a fine start, but then he gets caught out by Threat in turn.
But Nico seems to be getting a lot of opening frags, and we did it on the CT side as well. Just a lot of the opening kills go his way, and that's definitely helpful. But they don't have any armor this time. I don't see how they could really make this this one work. Chris, a lot of damage on Forrest. That could have very well been a kill. But Speedy gonna get caught, trying to make it out of drop, and it's gonna be now all on Nex here. Try and see if he could inflict some damage. If we could find Forest or maybe Get Right, I mean, that'd be interesting, but even if he gets both those kills, you can't see him really winning against Threat and Exist without armor as well. So probably just a question right now of doing more damage than they already have.
He's just hoping to catch out Forest. He knows he's low. There we go. Gonna find that shot. That was all it took with the P250 that close. Threat will come in and get the final kill, but Forest still managed to get 2 kills with the MP9, so I mean, he's gonna be happy about that extra $1,200 going in his pocket.
If you look at it, it's not even like, if
if
we look at Mousesports and the sort of the scoreline here, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have anyone who's sort of really horribly behind right now. Nico and Speedy are doing really well. Chris Dennis and Nex are all tied. This isn't just because of like Mousesports playing 4 on 5, which could sometimes happen. And NiP, yeah, they have a lot more kills overall, but they're not sort of utterly running away with it either. It's just that T-half was just so well executed all the time, and Mousesports haven't had a chance. Now it's their only chance right now to do something similar on their own T-half, right? But they haven't had a foot in the game in the second half yet. They haven't been able to do anything.
Interesting choice from NiP to have Threat holding close to Plateau. Such a tricky position to be able to lock down. So he's going to be feeling a little nervous, perhaps. The fact that Nico's there, he does have Exist to support him. And in the meantime, Mousesports, they've gathered 4 up towards that A site. So Nico, as is usual here for Mousesports, he usually plays that lurk role. He's on the opposite side of the map from his teammates. And the rest of Mousesports gathering up to try and hit that A site. And Freiburg, he did put some shots through. And there's 3 players here on this A site from NiP. So do they have a read on the situation? Because right now, NiP, they could be in a prime spot to completely shut down Mousesports when this push comes through.
Well, Get Right is playing over right along, so definitely possible that if they get close enough to that max 7, that could end horribly. If they try and sneak out Plateau, Threat is in a bit of a weird corner as well. It's Mousesports are also spending a lot of time right now. We're down to 45 seconds, so if Get Right gets the first kill on Chris, he has the bomb as well. This could really, really be bad if the bomb goes down here. Chris going to put up a flash over the wall. Playing at the edge. He's worried about the counter AWP on the other side on Forest there. Takes the shot, Get Right. Waiting patiently. That's the bomb down and the AWP. Second kill might just be a couple of pellets away here. Dennis down to half health. This is pivotal. Get Right in the corner. Forest showing out to help out. Nico getting close and he's going to get the kill. Forest also goes down and so's Freiburg. Look at this. 18 seconds left. Finally, Mousesports coming up with a bit of a reply here. But on the bomb side itself, with almost no time, it's Exist hiding. 10 seconds left. He's going to go out for it. He sprays down 1, but they get both kills in return. Speedy coming up with a triple. How do NiP lose that? If Exist just waits another couple of seconds, that's it.
He has, maybe he's getting info from Threat. He's hearing the footsteps as well. I mean, Get Right played that so well, not peeking, not overextending, allowing Forest to help him, really trying to slow down Mousesports as much as possible. But this is the key frag right here. Freiburg takes out Speedy. Then NiP, they just lock this down because there's no way they're getting out of A apartments close to that site, Mousesports. But the fact that Speedy lives allows for his teammates to get out of A site without having to worry about underpass. And then, as you guys can see, they just push up and take the fight to NiP. So, yeah, hate to throw Freiburg under the bus, but that was the big kill right there that could have turned everything NiP's way.
Oh, fight in the middle, and Chris going to open up on Forest, and that's what they need right now. Chris did put them in an awkward position last round, pushing up that far with the bomb and ended up dying, but that's a very powerful early kill, and you can see NiP's economy is not looking that good, so definitely Mousesports. I mean, this T side on Cobblestone, you really never know, do you?
No, they're always they're capable of coming back. I mean, we just saw yesterday the crazy overtimes that happened on this map with Mousesports. I mean,
should mention as well that Exist has an auto sniper, and he's over by Chicken Coop, so
he loves to do this. He's one of the guys who just always goes for the auto sniper. Nico, though, he's going to get that punish. He's looking for the second man as well. Bit difficult here for Threat. Threat looking for the headshot, though, with that Mag 7, and Nico's just toying with him at this point, and Threat eventually gets the kill. What was that?
I don't even know. When you play with fire, you're definitely going to get burned, and that was just a bit too many peaks there. There's a really excellent kill that makes it 4-on-3, and now the rotation's coming in towards the A-bombs at Freiburg. In a position that he once used to such excellence here, but this time he's going to get caught a bit early, gets the 1 kill in sprays. Second kill goes for the third as well. He's got the pistol out, looking for another shot, but Nex will take down 2 in return, and now it's all on Exist, but he's got that auto sniper. Chris is going to be going down, and Nex, he's going to be a single bullet away from death, no matter what gun Exist uses here. 10 seconds, and he has to be on the site and put the bomb down. He can't even fake it right now. He actually has to hold it down. Going to go for the peek out there. Exist, he gets a single click in, and NiP, they win the round. and make it to 15-5 map point here. What an unlikely round for them to win.
Freiburg. And, you know, maybe I got to throw him under the bus more often because he just made all the difference for NiP holding the line like that. Allowed for Threat to rotate in to draw Nex's attention. Freiburg, if he'd have just had a couple more bullets than M4, he might have been able to take out Nex as well and just be the hero of the round. But still, 2 kills for him. That makes all the difference. And then, of course, Exist. Great guy to have in the clutch sort of scenario like that. He will come through if given the opportunity. And there we see it. Now it's going to be the force buy from Mousesports in map point. I mean, they have 10 map points in NiP. They should be able to get this done eventually. But a straight rush at a drop, and that nearly catches Get Right out.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call for Mousesports, right? They don't have the money for anything else. Might as well try and make it a quick push onto this bomb site here. Setting up for a bit of a flash. Exist getting 1 and 2 with the auto sniper, and NiP looking to lock this map out. Get Right getting 1 with the max, 7 a second as well, and Nico all alone in a 1-on-4 here. NiP showing up absolutely massively here on day 3, and that's going to be Cobblestone going NiP's way, a 16-5 finish after what was an absolutely terrifying and shocking first half in their favor. It finished 11-4, and Mousesports had no chance to get back into this game on the second half either.
Yeah, that smoke strategy that we saw, that Threat crafted, that he put together with NiP, it had an enormous impact on that first half. And Mousesports just never really able to get anything going for themselves at all on this map.
I do have to say, Exist ends up top. He ends with the top frags at 21 kills. We just want to point that out, that he somehow sort of came up from behind and overtook everybody else.
And man, yeah, still though, this has got to be that feel-good moment though for NiP, because it's not like anybody is drastically far behind. Even Threat sitting at 15 kills, 15-3-13.
Very well.
Compared to Freiburg and even Forrest, who kind of just dropped off at the end.
Look at this. I mean, this auto sniper position is just so powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, once you get into chicken coop like that.
And what's so powerful about it is, even if people put up the smoke at the broken wall, which is so popular, just shoot blind through it and probably get, you know, at least damage and maybe a couple kills as well. It's so good.
No, just super sick start here for NiP. I mean, there's no real getting around it. There was some speculation on the desk as to who would actually pick up this first map, considering Mousesports had so much experience from that one game going on yesterday. Well, they played what, like, you know, 50, 60 rounds, you know, basically on Cobblestone. So you would think that Mousesports would actually, you know, be able to work out some of the kinks and feel strong coming into the map today, but just wasn't the case. Now let's go ahead and hear from the desk and see what they have to say about this first map in this best of 3.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.